Howdy folks, Kerbo here. Welcome back to another episode on the Abandoned Forest. I'm just getting the camper hooked up. We made the first trip across. We got the tipper and the fuel tanker across. Now we're going to get the camper over there. It should be pretty easy go until we get to that sharp 90-degree turn. So we'll see how this goes. And I'll probably just show some highlights. You guys have seen me drive, you know, the whole drive over there. So I'm going to head that way. And we'll probably bring you back in once we get over across the ice. Because that's kind of where the real challenge will begin. So I will see you over there in just a bit. Alright, here comes the moment of truth. I've got stuff tied down pretty good here in the camper, but it's about to get all shook up. I haven't really found a good way across here yet, other than just plowing ahead and hoping for the best. So that's what we're going to do. It's just a little bouncy. Just a little bouncy through here. There we go. Not too bad. Some pretty unrealistic bouncing around, but that's the way it goes. Now you may be wondering, you know, is this camper more realistic compatible? And it is. I converted it. It's based on a real, I think it's a 28-foot Weekend Warrior. It's a real RV, so I was able to find dimensions and weights and all that good stuff on it. And it is MR'd. It's not all that heavy. I don't remember for sure. Something like 6,500 pounds, maybe? I forget. It's mostly just bulky. It's not all that heavy. I read it was 6,500 kilograms. I don't remember for sure. At any rate, it's not very heavy. It's just bulky and it's long, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get around that 90-degree bend, because I have done some testing. Some of you might have been around for that live stream. I did a live stream with some testing too, just to kind of see what was feasible on here. What worked, what made sense. And I did get this guy across. I think I was pulling it actually with the tracked Massey, little Massey, so didn't have much power. Got a lot more horsepower this time. But as always, traction is the king. You can have all the horsepower in the world, and if you don't have traction, you're not going anywhere. So anywho, we're going to shoot on over here to the end of the river, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're at the end of the river here. We're going to get up in the deep snow. Now, we've already busted some tracks through, so it shouldn't be super hard. If we kind of follow my trail, should be a little bit easier going. It's a little bouncy here in the cab. And I do drive with a keyboard, so the steering wheel's a little twitchy. I cleared a little bit of snow here on the way back. But this is still tricky at best. So I want to cut it. And this 6R doesn't turn as sharp as I expect it to. So it often catches me out by surprise. So we're going to head right up the left side of this. And we're going to hope for the best. I think we're going to just squeak by the railing there. Oh, a little bit of a bump as we get up on the concrete. Might have scratched a little bit of green paint off the handrail. Uh-oh. Farm sim? Don't do this to me. What am I stuck on? Great question. What am I stuck on? Next question. I have no idea what I'm stuck on. It's just farm sim being farm sim. Yeah, it's there must be a collision box somewhere that's a lot bigger than the model geometry. Alright, let me get this sorted out, and I'll bring you back in. Alright, I have no idea what that was all about. I backed up, came across again, and it came across like a champ, so we're just going to chalk that up to Farm Sim. So you can see some logs off there to the right. I cleared this tree out of the way. And we'll sell those logs here one of these days. So we should be pretty much home free. We got tracks to drive in. This other log that was here, when I cut it with the chainsaw, it just disappeared. So that log's gone. I think maybe that's the only 2 logs. Unless there's another one. Oh. Is there one hiding there? Or is that just a big bump? Can't tell for sure. Anywho, I'm going to get on up to the farm and we'll get this thing put somewhere. And I'll see you again in just a bit. Alright, we're here at the farm. And my thought was to just drive this right in underneath this shelter. So we got a little extra shelter from the elements. And we'll just kind of live here for a while. There's plenty of clearance here. There's enough room. The generator fumes aren't going to be a problem. So I think we'll just pull right up in here and call it home sweet home. Somewhere, oh, you know what? I'm backwards. The door is on this side. And the awning. I was thinking it was the other side. It's alright, we can fix this. You guys know all about my pro driving skills. We could definitely fix this. So we'll just back up alongside this side. Something like that, and that leaves us room to get some other stuff in, maybe a little closer. Let's get a little bit closer. We don't really need to be on this outside edge here. Any. There we go. A nice view out the window. Everything's all set. Nice and leveled out. Home sweet home. Beautiful. Alright, it's coming up on, what, 5 o'clock here in game. I think we got at least one more trip in me. So I'm pretty sure the rest of the stuff will fit. The only thing I'm concerned about, I guess I hadn't thought about, was the cultivator planter combo. I need to measure that. So I'm going to head back to the store and we'll get the measuring tape out and we'll take a look. I was all concerned about the harvester and I didn't even think about the planter cultivator combo. It might be too big to come across this bridge. I think we've got 3.8 meters to get across that bridge. So I'll see you back at the store. Alright, moment of truth. If we kind of stand about here. She's not going to fit. She is not going to fit. The planter will. The cultivator will not. Pretty sure the planter will, because it's about... Yeah, it's less than 3. So we're going to need a different cultivator. We can't use this combo here like I had planned on. Well, I'm glad I measured that before we got it over there. So we'll get this hooked up and unhooked. This might be a little tricky. Oh, there we go. So we can use the planter like I planned, but we're going to have to sell the cultivator. She just won't fit. Kind of a shame. I really like that combo. Pretty neat piece of equipment. But we got 0 hours on it. We can turn her back in. That would be the wrong key. Just drop that there. Alright, I'm going to run into the store and we'll check out a different cultivator. Back in a bit. Alright, we get us a folding cultivator. This guy will definitely fit. Let's get her hooked up. The hose is on. And I'm going to move this out of the way. What's your problem here, John Deere? Don't want to pull it. Why are you having so much trouble pulling it? It's just a cultivator. Alright, well maybe it's just the angle it was trying to pull on. Alright, so we know that'll fit. That's for sure. This guy should fit. Let's measure one more time now that it's off there. Yeah, this should fit. It'll be a little tight, but that'll fit. The plow folds out straight, so that'll fit. That'll definitely fit. The only thing that I'm not 100% sure about is this harvester right here. So we measure. It's about 3 meters wide, so it should fit. It should fit. But I think I'm going to try to get the harvester across, and we'll see how that goes. I've talked to a guy here in town. He can run out with me, follow me out, and bring me back. So we're going to do that. This thing will start. Oh, yeah. Fires right up. Why do I have a red hitch symbol? No idea. Yeah, all the controls are working. Oh, I bet I don't have the... There we go. Didn't have the PTO hooked up. Can't tell which is which. There we go. Now it's on. It looks like it's off when it's on. Strangely enough. At least I think it's on. So this is probably going to be a slow trip. I'll meet you out at the bridge, where I think that's going to be the only real concern, is getting across the bridge. The narrow bridge, so... Hang in there. We're going to make one more trip here in this episode, and I'll see you out there at the bridge. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a slow trip. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just be patient. I'll get there eventually. Yeah, I wasn't sure how this thing would handle going across the bridge, but it's pretty much a beast. I spoke too soon. When in doubt, get a run at it. There we go. Alright, I'll see you at the bridge. Alright, we're over here at land. Something I discovered that I didn't realize on this harvester, using the gearbox mod here, I have to set the hand throttle up. Like if I turn the hand throttle down to idle, and I push forward, it only goes as fast as that hand throttle setting. So I couldn't figure out why it's going so slow at first. Then I realized what was going on. So if we bring this hand throttle up, so we're going to set the speed at 8 miles an hour. Now when I push forward, it basically engages the CVT up to that RPM. So yeah, anyway, kind of a little gotcha there, at least with this harvester and the gearbox mod. I probably should have got down here. What do we have for full throttle on this bad boy in 1? Here we go. It seems to get around in the snow okay, so if we can get across the bridge, we'll be alright. One nice thing is the rear wheel steering, which is actually easier to get onto the bridge. So we don't have a ton of extra room, but it's gonna fit. This has a trailer hitch. I don't know if we could make it across here with the grain head on a trailer. Probably would have to bring the grain head up with a tractor. Alright, well that was the tricky part. Uh-oh. Well, I thought that was the tricky part. Turns out maybe this is the tricky part. I might have spoke a little too soon about it getting around good in the snow. Can we just power through this? Yeah, we can just power through it. Dig into that snow. It's a little carried away there on the throttle. Alright, well, I'm going to head on up to the farm. I don't think we'll have any more troubles, so I will see you up there in just a bit again. Alright, we made it up here to the farm, and I'm going to stick this guy, I think, back here in this Kwanzaa-style hut, where it's got at least a little bit of shelter from the weather. And then Bob from town should be heading up this way here pretty soon. I'll get a ride back to town. And we'll probably end up spending the night in town. Then I think next time we'll maybe do a little cleanup around the farm. Maybe get some of these trees cut that are kind of grown up around in the way. We don't have a whole lot to do other than that until we can get a plow in the ground. And it's going to be a little bit. Let me pull up the forecast here real quick. It's probably not going to be warm enough to plow until well into spring. It's still getting down to freezing at night, clear up to the end of the forecast there, which is 3 days into spring. So it might be mid to late spring before we can get a plow in the ground. And if we take a look at this growing season here, that should be just fine because we can't actually plant corn or soybeans till later anyway. We're going to do probably corn until we get a different head up here for the harvester. We need to do corn. So soil temp has to get up to 50. So I hope we get up to 50 soil temp by late spring. We shall see. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.